What is good, you guys? It's your boy Randy Anderson here today on the Average Guy Studios with the Average Guy Podcast with both of my co-hosts today. Go ahead, introduce yourselves. Doesn't matter which way we go. All right, we got my boy Corey.
Lauren Jones, what's up, baby? Let's go to work. Let's go to work. It's game time. All
right, and like usual, guys, we talk about sports, hot topics, and anything and everything. Almost. You know what I'm saying? We gotta save some of that for y'all for like Thursday. Gotcha. But let's start this off with these sports, man. Let's talk about playoffs. The Cavaliers skeeted through. No. Got by the edge of the teeth. Edge of the teeth. What is you guys' thoughts on them in this skate? I'll let Corey go first. Go ahead, Corey.
They were supposed to have this series done a long time ago. They hung around. They did what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to win this series. Let me think. I mean, some of the role players stepped up. Kyle Korver came up big. You know what I'm saying? A few of those games, man. But LeBron did his thing, man. He put down the triple-double. He came to play, man. He did what was expected of him. He's supposed to take out Indiana. Indiana's got a good basketball team, but they're not that good, Right. So it's gonna come to an end here this second round. They got a deeper team to deal with, more weapons. So yeah.
Shout out to my boy OG. I forgot your last name, bro, but just know, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with you.
OG Anunoby.
Yeah. Anunoby, yeah, that's right. Yeah, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? Jeff City. Lauren, go ahead, what you got?
I mean, I wasn't surprised, man. Honestly, you got all these new players. Some of them never played in the playoffs before. So, I mean, I knew LeBron was going to have to drag them. And, I mean, Indiana has a better defense than they do offense. So I knew that they would be able to defend Cleveland well. It was a matter of if they were going to be able to substantiate from an offensive perspective. And they just came up just a little short, And, I mean, LeBron extended a lot of energy in that series just to kind of drag them and pull them out. But he is Toronto's kryptonite. So it's going to be one hell of a series.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say this. Let's go back before the Game 7. Let's go back to Game 6 when he shot the winning three. Oh, listen here, Tyronn Lue.
Game 5.
Listen here. Okay, my bad. Game 5.
6, they lost 40 points.
That's right. But I just want to answer Tyronn Lue, bro. Like, you doing too much, bro. You doing way too much. You comparing this motherfucker to Jordan again, start stirring up all the LeBron fans and all the LeBron stands. Like, oh my God, you see, it was better than Jordan. It was better. Listen here, y'all. Listen. Your boy would not have 2 of these rings if it wasn't for 2 key players. If it wasn't for Kyrie Irving and if it wasn't for Ray Allen, your boy would not have 2 rings. And that is facts. Facts, y'all. So calm down with this LeBron James, Michael Jordan comparison bullshit still, okay? All right, that's all I want. That's all I want to ask. And I will move back to this Game 7.
Jordan would have swept Indiana.
You said what?
I said Jordan would have swept Indiana.
Yeah, that Jordan team, yeah. I don't know about swept. You know what I'm saying? I'll give them like 1 game, but yeah, they wouldn't have struggled like LeBron James did, and I don't want to hear LeBron James, or I don't want to hear any of his fans talking about if it wasn't for his teammates, he would have swept them. In the beginning, y'all was talking about they was gonna sweep them regardless, even with the scrubs. And there's a few people that I know that said that. And I hope y'all watch the video because I'll tell you in your face, y'all barely got past, but. Game 7, LeBron pulled it through with a triple-double. Whoop-de-doo. Congratulations, you guys. You guys are going to go to Toronto Raptors. Let's move on. So let's move on to the next game. The Boston Celtics beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's talk about it. Lauren, I'll let you go first.
Brad Stevens. I bow to myself and I humble myself to you that Brad Stevens.
Godfather.
Talk to me about Brad Stevens in 10 years.
Ooh.
In 10 years, talk to me about Brad Stevens. You were watching one of the all-time great coaches if he stays in the NBA. Brad Stevens is one hell of a basketball coach, and what he does so well is he says, I am going to take what I have and utilize their strengths in order to help our team win a basketball game. He definitely has that next man up mentality. He's got the players to buy into that thought process and have them playing at the height of their game. I mean, Terry Rozier, did y'all watch that?
That boy cooking. Oh, my God.
He was on fire in game one. I think he hit at least 7 threes.
7 threes.
So, I mean, and Al Horford, where old man Al coming from with all this?
Hey, he hit that time machine.
So, Brad Stevens got them boys playing. If anything, this was a wake-up call for Philly that this ain't going to be a walk-in-the-park series. I still think Philly has the guns to take this series and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But I will not count out Boston. I just won't do it. I got Philly winning 4-3. I think it's going 7.
Okay. All right. Corey, you up next.
Yeah, Brad Stevens is you seeing a legendary coach doing what he does. You seeing him in the making. Those guys have had so many injuries from Irvin to to Feast. Go at the start of the year. You just got Marcus Smart back, from injury, but yeah, even dealing with all of those, Jaylen Brown sat out game 1. And is still able to bring the next man up to still do. Terry Rozier, he's been spectacular all year. So I really haven't been surprised by that. That was a hell of a coaching job against Milwaukee. Just the way they play their basketball team. They run plays, they swing the ball. Defense, they're so disciplined on defense. It's amazing. And you saw Milwaukee gave him a hell of a fight too.
Mm-hmm.
You saw those last 3 Giannis Antetokounmpo. He wasn't doing what he was doing the first few games. He's playing more in the flow of the offense and becoming more of a power forward. So you saw his numbers diminish a bit, but it was more effective to the team. They just came up short against a very game Boston team. I did not expect them to win this series. A hell of a coaching job by Brad Stevens, and hell of a coaching job for game 1 coming up against that Sixers team with some of the game plan like that. Like Lawrence said, I still believe the Sixers have enough. They just got to grab one in Boston. They just have to grab one in Boston, and the series is tilted in their favor. And I think they can do that. I think they'll be able to do that next game. They have the pieces. They just have to do a little adjustment, and Simmons has to be more aggressive because they're kind of playing off him and letting him do what he does as far as when he dribbles handling the ball up, and he's kind of in that mid-range area. So we'll see. It's going to be a good series. I got Philadelphia winning it in 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Philadelphia 76ers. They came up off of the win off the Heat still. They're a young team. This is the first time, and I don't know, Lord knows how long they've been in the second round. You know what I'm saying? But they were asleep. That's what I believe. They're asleep. They just got smacked. They're probably up now, but it's gonna be a game. It's gonna be a game. And hey, everybody's been saying the Sixers, but Boston, I don't know, man. That could be the shock. So
here's what I'm gonna say real quick about Boston is if I'm Brad Stevens, and you saw this in game 1, Brad Stevens neutralized their perimeter offense.
Right.
And he said, if y'all beat me in the post, I'll let Joel Embiid score 35 points, but I will not let your shooters get off. And that's how they won that game.
I mean, you live by that 3, you die by that 3, because that's what that team is literally built with. A bunch of 3-point shooters, a bunch of them. So, I don't know, man. I don't really know who I would pick, but right now, I honestly, I would give the advantage to Boston just because the 76ers are still young, and I understand the whole Meek Mill sacrifice. I understand it, guys. He's back now. So I don't know how long that sacrifice is gonna, last. So yeah, I got y'all championship for the football team. You know what I'm saying? The Philadelphia Eagles got their championship. Boy, your boy's back. Your boy's back. So let's move on to this. Let's move on to the next match, man. So Toronto, Utah. What do you guys think about that match?
Toronto. Oh, you're saying
not Toronto. Houston, Utah. My bad. I messed it up, guys. I messed up. James Harden and the Houston Rockets versus the young upcoming Utah Jazz. Which I got for
fingers, piece of cake.
Really?
This is gonna be such an easy series. I'm being nice, giving Utah one game, but yeah, this is gonna be such an easy series. Just in every matchup, I don't believe Utah really has much to turn to outside of Donovan Mitchell. Crunch time. For Gobert is a problem in the paint, but for Gobert, there's a Capella. There's Capella.
Yeah.
There's no answer for James Harden, no answer for Chris Paul. Once Ariza gets going, that's a problem. He'll be able to match up with Ingles, take Ingles out of the game. It's a complete matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep, but I was being nice because I believe we'll get a solid, big, huge game out the rookie, but I may be giving him too much. This might be a sweep. This is too easy.
Lauren, what you got for us?
I agree. I get your broomsticks out. It's gonna be a sweep. It's gonna be a sweep, and I'm not saying Utah's not a good team. I think this is just a really bad matchup for them. Because if you remember, last year, I actually think it was when Chris Paul was with the Clippers, he had Gobert in a spin cycle.
Yeah, he was watching him like a
spin cycle. So I just think it's a bad matchup for Utah. Their fighting chance will be ball movement, because one thing that Houston struggles with from time to time is when that ball moves from side to side. So I would say that's really their only chance. And they have to keep the game under probably 92 points for them to have a chance to win. They got to keep the game under. They got to keep Houston from scoring 92 points.
Okay. All right. I agree with you guys, man. You might as well just call it what it is. James Harden starts to cook, it's raps. Chris Paul starts to cook, it's raps. Clint Capella gets rebounds and plays defense real good, it's raps, coach. So, yeah, I agree with you guys 100%. All right, man. Let's talk about these Golden State Warriors, man. Let's talk about them.
Yeah,
do you guys really think that Cleveland's down by 1. Do you guys really think that Golden State should just let Steph Curry rest for another 2 games? Do you think they can beat what team they playing? Hold on. Do you guys think they can beat the other team without Steph Curry for another 2 games?
I don't know how
they can beat.
I don't know how I'm looking. My quality's looking bad right now. My Wi-Fi's all screwed up. Spectrum. But if y'all can hear me, Golden State, they don't need the Pelicans. They don't need Curry for the Pelicans. They can handle it. I said that before game 1. Saw how easy that was. They don't need Curry. They need to go ahead and rest them up, but maybe get him a couple reps so he can get in the rhythm of things, so he'll be ready for Houston.
Okay.
But Pelicans, they got more than enough to take the Pelicans out easily without Curry.
Lauren?
I mean, they got enough to beat them in a series. I think that if Curry doesn't play, I could see the Pelicans get in a game, maybe 2. I think because who plays the point? Is it Iguodala? Andre? Is it Dre?
No, I don't even know. I think that Cook dude still play point.
Okay.
That Cook dude still plays point.
Yeah, so I think that.
Draymond. Draymond's running the point.
Well, who's filling in for Steph? I guess
that Cook dude. Cook dude's filling in for Steph.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like that New Orleans can get a game, depending on how the series swings. They might be able to get 2, but yeah, I think that Golden State has more than enough. They need to play Curry in the series, and the reason that they need to play him is because they need to remind themselves of how they play basketball with him on the court, because it does change the offense. It will take shots away from other people. So if anything, it'll be like a practice for him to prepare for the next series and get used to playing with him again.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I believe that Golden State really doesn't need to worry. They will have Steph Curry back in the lineup. I'm pretty sure probably like game 3, maybe.
They said he's probable for game 2.
Oh, really?
I think he's playing tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like play limited minutes, you know what I'm saying? And then like, because with KD, Draymond's gonna mess around and get a double-double anyway. The first game, he damn near got a triple-double in the first half. So I'm like, y'all got plenty of weapons, offensively and defensively. So y'all don't really need to like rush Steph back until like the finals and playoffs or the finals and stuff like that. So yeah, y'all ain't got to worry about that. So yeah, I'm giving Pelicans 1 game, but it's wraps for them. It's wraps, coach. All right, let's talk about Russell Westbrook allegedly swinging at a fan, or not swinging, but like slapping at a fan. What did you guys think about that little thing? I'll let who want to go first?
It's classic Westbrook, man. I mean, he plays with such a chip on his shoulder that he doesn't know when to turn it on and turn it off. And I think part of that is just, his agitation in the way that his team was playing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to get trolled, and so, I mean, it was a human response is really what it was. It was a human response, something that he knows better. You just kind of got to walk away and let it be what it be. I'm not. I mean, Ron Artest went to the fans, so anything that happens after that, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, he was mad that his team got handed by a team that on paper they probably should have beat.
Yeah, I understand. Corey, you up next? What you got for us?
Yeah, he had Russell Westbrook plays with so much intensity. So, his emotions are still flowing after the game. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know what the hell that fan said. The fans say crazy shit all the time. So you never know. Westbrook's like, man, I ain't playing that shit, man. Get that goddamn camera out of my face, man. They still up in Utah. He probably felt they should have beat them. They came in the favorite, but. Yeah, Oklahoma City's got a lot of work to do, starting with Billy Donovan, the coaching.
Oh, that coach need to go. Yeah.
Then you're Carmelo Anthony. It's time to sit down.
6-man, yo.
He doesn't believe that he's worthy of coming off the bench. He thinks he should still be a starter. And he's still delusional in his head, man. Same shit, man. That's always been. He still thinks he's a star. Yeah, it's time for him to give it up. But yeah, OKC got beat by the better team. Utah was clearly better than them.
Yeah, that's facts. What was I about to say? I was about to say something. Paul George is gone. Paul George, LA. I see it happening. Paul George to LA. What'd you say?
You think so?
Paul George to LA, man.
Yeah.
You say no?
No, I don't think he's going. I don't. I mean, as much as everybody say that's his hometown, that's where he wants to play. I don't. I think he should play it out one more year. I really do. I really think he should play it out one more year. Him and Westbrook need to sit down and decide how they want to play with each other on the court. Again, I mean, Corey hit it on the head, man. Like, Billy Donovan has to go. Like, there's no offense, and a coach is going to have to. Somebody's going to have to say, Russell, I love your fiery personality, but it's not helping us win. Like, you got to help us win. I mean, if you look at advanced stats, advanced analytics, anytime there was a Paul George, Russell Westbrook pick and roll, it was butter. But, Russell Westbrook liked to go rogue. I mean, really 19 3-pointers, really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, that's not.
He's saying it's not conducive to victory, guys. That's what he's saying.
They can't win that. They're never gonna win with him playing that way.
That's definitely facts. All right, yeah, man. I just don't understand. Melo, I love Melo, man. I fuck with Melo deeply, but yo, bro, you either gonna have to hit that bench or you gonna have to go
retire.
He's not gonna retire.
Carmelo's not a dude that you can bring off the bench because he offers nothing. Like, he offers you nothing but volume shooting, and his shot's not where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if he wanna see if he could find a fountain of youth, I mean, good for him. But other than that, like, he's no good. I mean, he's a cancer on my bench because he don't want to sit on the bench. You ain't gonna get no coach in the NBA. I don't care who it is. You're not going to get one coach in the NBA to be like, Carmelo, I think it's best for you to come off the bench. And Carmelo says, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what OKC is going to have to do is say, all right, how much dead money is this going to cost us?
Right.
Seriously, cut your ties. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be some type of clause in the contract, where you don't have to pay him the full $28 million that he's owed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just be like, man, we just gonna release you because you can't trade him. You got no trade clause. No trade clause came with him.
Yep.
I just release him. Let him go where he want to go. If he wants to go to a team that's a ready-made team and all he got to do is come in and be that volume shooter, then that's cool. But otherwise, nah, he gotta go. OKC's not for him. I want to see Andre Robertson, man. Let him come back, you know what I'm saying, and be that 3-and-D guy, that plays. I guess he really plays the 2. But I mean, his defense is nasty, and that's what they lack. They lack discipline, and that's what kills them is the discipline. They just lack it from the superstar to the dude coming off the bench. Man, they lack discipline, and that's all on the coach.
Yeah.
Billy D. There's a college team that would love to have you, sir.
So you tell him to hit the locker room? Rap coach?
It's done, man. It's done. Clean out your office, man.
All right, man. So this last thing in the sports before we moved on to the hot topics, I want to talk about this first round thing, yo. Everybody's saying LeBron James has never been knocked out of the first round, but Michael Jordan has been knocked out such, blah, 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 blah. And all the LeBron James fans and stands are irritating me yet again. And another reason why LeBron James, I don't really mess with it like that. And it's not because of his play, even though you do be flopping, bro. Like that, the last game, what was that? Like, I was confused.
All of them do. All of them flop, man, because they know they can get the call.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen Reggie Miller?
Hey, remember this. LeBron ain't been knocked out the first round yet, but remember, he didn't make the playoffs his first 2 years. Jordan was in the playoffs his first 2 years, and and he dropped 63 on Boston. Still the playoff record to this day in his sophomore season. So
you can't tell
and before you get, I understand that teams were still getting in the playoffs. They would go 30 and 52 and still getting in the playoffs. So I understand that argument. Hey, it's just we want to call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? They say Jordan and LeBron ain't never been kicked out in the first round, but he ain't even making his first 2 years. So hey, Jordan qualified. Those are the rules back then.
See, now everybody, that's facts.
Say
what you got for us, Lauren?
Here's what I'm gonna say, man. Me and Corey was debating about this earlier on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really challenging to even compare Michael Jordan and LeBron James because they're just different players.
Mm-hmm.
You have different eras of basketball. So I mean, we think that LeBron may, only score 20 points in the 90s. We think Jordan might score 40, but you just don't know. You truly just don't know. So you really can't say, well, if you put LeBron in the 90s, LeBron is trash. I mean, I don't think he is. I don't think, I think Jordan would be good in any era. Like those are two once in a generation players.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest differences is that the expectation level on Michael Jordan coming into the NBA wasn't nearly is what it was with LeBron. Like LeBron was the prodigy. They just thought Jordan was going to be really good. They didn't think Jordan was going to be the greatest basketball player ever played a game of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They just thought he's going to be really good. I mean, they took Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. I mean, cool for real. I mean, that goes to, and that's just, that's just kind of how things work, So, LeBron James is statistically as good as Jordan was. His impact was not quite the same. I think Jordan really set the tone for the players that you see now. And just from a marketing standpoint, the marketing giant that you can be. I think Jordan did set that tone. But I mean, you just can't knock LeBron's greatness. You just can't do it. Night in, night out, the boy is balling. You know what I'm saying? Does he have his deficiencies? Absolutely. But so did Jordan. So I think that, I never really try to compare him. I really just try to say, if you look at the stats, LeBron does measure up with Jordan statistically, but they're different players. Like Jordan was a scorer, you know what I'm saying? LeBron was, I would consider to be a little bit more well-rounded. I mean, he's bigger than Michael Jordan was, so he should grab more rebounds. His vision is one of a kind, you know what I'm saying? And they're just different players, so you just can't compare them. It's not like comparing apples to apples. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a orange and a tangerine or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not apples to apples. But I'm telling you, when it's all done and said, I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Just look at the numbers.
Okay,
I mean, you just left y'all with some good heat right there.
Yeah, but you keep your little grin. You keep your grinning ass over there. Keep your grinning ass over there.
Oh man. All right, and before we leave off of that subject, all I just want to say is my whole gripe is, like I've said earlier, and I will always keep saying, why the gripe is not with LeBron James, it is with his fans and his stands. Because y'all just don't like to see reason. Honestly, y'all are literally in the top 5 of the most irritating fans I've ever been Oh my God, it makes no sense. Y'all worse than Kobe fans.
LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. Michael Jordan is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball.
Ooh, I mean, that could be a great debate, but
both of them on the Mount Rushmore. Anybody that tells me LeBron is not one of the 5 greatest players ever to play the game of basketball, you don't watch basketball.
Yeah, I could definitely see like because his impact would definitely put him. The impact would definitely put him up there with the numbers.
Name me 5, Corey. Give me 5 right now. I see you over there grinning. Give me 5 better players that are better than LeBron.
Better than LeBron James? I'll give it to you right now.
Ooh, here come the cooking.
Kobe Bean Bryant. Okay, we'll go Bird. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's 3.
Oh. Woo. Hey. Come on, let me go. Hold on.
That's 4. Give me another one. That's 4. Give me the last one.
And, I have to go with Bill Russell, man. No, I'm playing. I was reaching on that one. Nah, man. Hey, yeah. LeBron's a hell of a player. I'll give him. I've seen him create so many amazing playoff moments from. I'll just go back to that series against Detroit when he took out the Pistons and he scored the final 27 points of the game, and then in the closing game of that series, scored and contributed on the final 32 points of that game. I just like I said, it's when it comes to Jordan, I just can't give him. It's just small things where I just can't give him that edge against Jordan. Things like the finals losses, and I agree. Some of those losses, they were tough losses. Like the first year he came back to Cleveland, and Love and Kyrie got hurt. That was a tough one. He put on the show that finals. But it
should have been an MVP.
Series, the Dallas series. That's a huge mark. That's a huge mark on his legacy, right? When people will never forget. That was so just abysmal and just terrible. It's hard to erase that when you're comparing him with Jordan. But as far as greatest player, if somebody said put him on the Mount Rushmore, I won't. There's really not much of an argument against that. LeBron is a great player. It's just when it comes to Jordan, and I say Kobe too. I say Kobe just edges him out, and I believe Kobe could have acquired the same numbers, maybe not as much as far as rebounds, but he could have done the same with his assists. He was locked into that triangle offense. So it was more about getting the other players involved and getting them moving and having them, move the ball and control the ball themselves. And Kobe's able to move around and make cuts, get open without controlling the ball. So, yes.
Ego.
Great player.
Ego.
Ooh, he's saying ego.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe didn't have a lot of ego.
The ego cost
Kobe.
Cost Kobe at least one title. At least one. I think his ego cost him at least one.
I can definitely agree with that. I can agree with that.
Because look, everybody's chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan, man. Everybody. Kobe's chasing it. I mean, it's eerie to me that I feel like LeBron sometimes is just trying to emulate Jordan moves on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? When he can kind of pick his spots. Yeah, keep on looking at that score, Corey. I told you. It's eerie to me. Everybody's chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan, and nobody's ever gonna catch it. Like, seriously, nobody's ever gonna catch. I'm not gonna say ever, because there's I never say never, but there's not a player that I can see that is currently in the league right now that has any chance of catching Jordan. Like, no Ben Simmons. I mean, Ben Simmons is the next thing for the NBA. I'm telling you that right now. You heard it here on the Average Guy podcast. Ben Simmons is the next big thing in the NBA. You watch. You give him 2 years, and we'll be talking about Ben Simmons in a whole different light. It ain't Joel Embiid's team. Joel Embiid will be a great sidekick. And they could probably play off each other very well. But Ben Simmons is the next dude.
Oh, okay. All right.
Corey. It's over, man. That game's over.
Hey, it's still in. Larry just scored. We still got a game. Hey, but do you think jumper will improve?
Yes.
Ben Simmons?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do, because think about this. If you really think about LeBron didn't come into the league with a great jumper. I think it was better than Ben Simmons.
Continue.
But it wasn't it wasn't great. So no, I think that he can improve his jump shot. I think the biggest thing, more so than his jump shot, he needs to improve his free throw game. Because right now you can hack a Simmons and he may not even make one out of two. He may miss both of them. So if he can improve his free throw shooting, that's going to make him a lot more dynamic of a player, I think, than his jump shot, just because of the way his game is. I mean, Magic never had a great jump shot ever. Magic never had a great. It's over, Corey. Quit looking. Magic never had a great jump shot, but it was the other things that he did on the court that made people fear him. So, nah. He'll get better. It sure ain't Antetokounmpo. and he'll get better. Like, that's the thing. He'll get better. Yeah. But I think Ben Simmons is the next big thing in the NBA.
Yeah, Ben Simmons definitely is. I mean, he's already been painted out to be that anyway. So, I mean, let's just hope he's not the next Josh Smith. So before,
man, yeah.
Yeah.
Too much chicken on there? Okay, my bad. I turned the oven up too high. All right, man. Before we end off on this sports topics, I really want to talk about the winners and losers real quick of the NFL draft. I just want to say one of the losers of this NFL draft is the Cleveland Browns yet again. And I will tell you the reason why. They drafted a quarterback when they could have drafted Saquon Barkley, and then they could have drafted a quarterback in the 4th round pick. And you drafted, okay, his combine, I guess, was great. I've seen some clips of him. They say his accuracy was great. His pocket presence, I guess, was decent or good. My bad, not decent. And there was a couple other things. His throwing ability was great. So stats show that you could have got him in the 4th pick or for the 4th pick. So that they're a loser in this year's draft. I believe that's what I think, you guys. So I mean, if you can bait it all you want, go ahead, send me the hate mail in the comments. It's cool. But one of the winners who I think is a winner in the draft has to be the Colts, man. They got that offensive lineman. They need offensive lineman help for Andrew Luck.
Yes.
To be good. And that offensive lineman I've heard nothing but like praises for this guy. I don't know what his name is. My bad, bro. All I know is that all the coaches have been just blowing you hard. And so it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So the Colts are my winner for this draft. Kansas City did good, and shout out to Shaquille. My bad, bro. I forgot your name.
I think it is Shaquille Griffin.
Yeah, Shaquille Griffin or whatever, however you say his name. Yeah. And the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah. I want to congratulate you guys on that. Who are you guys as winners and losers in this year's draft?
Wow, losers. I actually wasn't extremely impressed with The first 4 picks in general.
Me neither.
I wasn't impressed. Even the Saquon pick, I felt like this was a running back deep draft. And so I thought that they could have passed on Saquon and probably got a really good running back in the second round, like a Nick Chubb or something like that. So I wasn't impressed with the top 4. I think I would definitely say that Indianapolis was a winner in the draft, most definitely. I think an interesting team to me that actually had a good draft in all rounds was New England.
Really?
Again. Yeah. I mean, New England got what they needed.
Yeah.
They focused on this is what we need. And I think that was important. Uh-oh. Well, hey, man, come here. I'm giving virtual hugs, Corey. I'm giving virtual hugs. Come on, bring it in.
Man, every time they on TV, man.
Kryptonite.
Man, y'all bad luck.
Kryptonite.
Look.
Yeah, Cleveland fell in love with the dark horse. Cleveland fell in love with the dark horse, not the Cavs. But the Cleveland Browns fell in love with the dark horse. I think that John Dorsey has a knack of doing that, where he likes dark horse quarterbacks, and that's why he went with Baker. What's his name?
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. And also, I think what he looked at, which can't go overlooked, even though it may not necessarily pan out from a winning perspective, is Baker Mayfield's confidence. On a team like Cleveland, you need a quarterback that is going to be confident and say, come on, boys, we still in this, we still got this. And Baker Mayfield is that type of a cheerleader. He's got some maturing to do, but he's surely not on the Johnny Manziel thing. Like, he's not Johnny, you know what I'm saying? If I were Baker Mayfield, I would fly to New Orleans. I would have flew to New Orleans the night after the draft, and I would have said, Mr. Breeze, can we talk football, please? That's what I would have done. I would have said, teach me what you see when you talk about throwing in lanes. Right. Because I'm the same height as you, And he's got the same type of arm as Drew Brees. But Drew Brees, hey, look, man, the boy got skills.
That's true.
So that's what I was. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. Like I said, this draft, man, I think teams were stretching, and everybody needs a quarterback. So the teams that traded up to get a quarterback, I was just kind of like, maybe he would have been there if you wouldn't have traded up. Your boy was funny though. Josh Rosen.
What he do?
Arizona, and he said it's 9 teams that's gonna be real pissed off they passed on me. Yeah. And I said, well, you go ahead with your Aaron Rodgers ass. Go ahead. Aaron Rodgers actually had skill.
All right. Corey, what you got for us?
Say Rosen's tough. They say Rosen might be tough. He went to Buffalo, right?
No, Rosen went to Arizona.
Rosen went to Arizona. Josh Allen went to Buffalo.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. They say that's right, Josh Allen. Yeah, they say Rosen might be tough. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I didn't get to see him too much, and everything with the college football season this year, so I wasn't following too much. So I don't know the different, differences between the quarterbacks. I will say, I will give a win to Baltimore though for putting that putting the time clock on Joe Flacco, saying we're not about to waste any more time with you. The guaranteed money's about to dry out. So yeah, Flacco's got to come to play. He's been awful ever since they won the Super Bowl. Flacco's been he's ranged from mediocre to below average. He hasn't really produced. So yeah, I think Baltimore won that. They getting some quarterbacks in there. Flacco's gonna have to win that job now.
Lamar Jackson. All
Tight
right.
end. Tight end too. Don't forget about that tight end they got.
Oh, they got a tight end?
Hmm?
I didn't know they got a tight end.
Yeah, they got the number 1 rated tight end in college football. That was actually their first round pick. They moved up to get Lamar Jackson.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't their first pick. They got a tight end first, and then they moved up to get Lamar Jackson. That was a fantastic move.
Yeah.
Because, when they gave Flacco that money just because he won a Super Bowl, I was like, this going to blow up in their face.
Yeah.
He was average then. He got lucky that the receiver got behind the safety when they played Denver. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be talking about Joe Flacco ever.
Yeah.
I believe out of all the quarterbacks, the one that's going to have the most on his shoulders is Lamar Jackson. Because honestly, he was talked about as one of the top 5 quarterbacks to be taken in the first round, like high in the first round. And then he hops when he throws. He all this, all that little nicks and nacks. So yeah, the Ravens got a steal. That'd be my steal. And I want to shout out to Ishmael for getting signed to the Bills, Buffalo Bills. So yeah, somebody my brothers and I went to school with. Got signed to the Buffalo Bills. He was in Kansas City for a hot second. And he got signed to the Bills. So shout out to you, bro. All right, man. Let's get on these hot topics, man. I want to first start off by saying Kanye. Why, Ye? Why? Which will be the name of this episode. So why, Ye? Why? All right, man. So if you guys haven't heard, which I'm pretty sure everybody has, Kanye has went on TMZ and said, all right, what did he say, guys? I don't want to misquote him, my bad. Slaves could have what? Hold on. My bad, I had it written down.
Slavery was a choice.
You said slavery was a choice? All right, man. So let's talk about this, guys. Let's break this down on what you think about it. Slavery was a choice. What do you guys think about Kanye's rant?
I believe he's 100% right. 100%. I believe he's 100% right. He said basically, essentially the same thing Killmonger said at the end of Black Panther. I'd rather die than be a slave. It's just all about how you look at it. Slavery is a choice. It doesn't exonerate the captors. It doesn't exonerate them. They're still wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we're not saying the slaves are right or wrong or anything. It's just a choice. Just like if I put a gun to you and tell you, move, give me the cash or die. You got a choice. That's a choice. You can either fight or go down. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that doesn't mean the captors were right or anything. It doesn't mean that the slaves were cowards. I'm not putting myself in their position saying, oh, I would have did the same thing back then, because that's a whole totally different thing that they're doing back then as far as that. But it just comes from slavery is a choice. Slavery is a choice.
Well, my thing is real quick. Like to your point of what Kanye said, it was a choice. They dumbed you down. So back in the day, they taught you their doctrine. You know what I'm saying? They dumbed you down so they would make you feel inferior to them. Oh, they know what they're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about. And we have to take that in consideration as well when we speak of this, because people jump on bullshit so fast and in a hurry without like actually thinking about it. They always attack with emotion. And like I'm not saying none of us are doing it, but like if you think about it, they toss their religion on the slaves. I was like, yo, this is what y'all gonna do. Y'all can't say shit. Y'all not gonna be able to do shit. We'll take you, we'll kill you in front of everybody. And that's gonna prove a point to them, to everybody that's watching you die. So I mean, I just wanted to say something like that. I mean, it's not the politically correct terms and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? All right, Lauren, what you got?
Wow, this is a tough one. What was meant to just simply be a direct statement was probably not the best thing to do. There's a time when you can be direct and it's okay. I don't think this was that time. Because was he wrong? No. I mean, we all have choices, and he just made a very, very blunt, direct statement. And let's be honest. I mean, shock value. I can guarantee you that's what he was going for. He was going for the shock value in the statement. So, nah, I'm unwilling personally to accept the statement just like that, just like it is. I'm unwilling to accept that because you are who you are because of the backs to those slaves that went through what they went through, so we could have even a pinch of rights and livelihood as it is that we live here in the United States of America. So it's kind of a disrespectful statement, even though the statement in its literal form is 100% true. It was, I mean, look at Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? Nat Turner said, I'd rather die than be a slave. Harriet Tubman said, I'd rather die and try to escape than to sit here in this bull.
Right.
So the statement, just the statement is real, but it needed a fuller interpretation of what you meant. And he probably doesn't really give a shit. I mean, let's be honest. We're talking about Kanye here. He just kind of says what he wants to say, but there's just way too many levels of insensitivity for me just to be like, yeah, it's real. It's facts. Yeah. It is, but it was too insensitive, man. It was just too insensitive. I make statements like that all the time, but I'm careful that
how you say it.
I'm not even careful in how I say it. But if I believe that my statement needs an explanation put behind it, so it's not taken the wrong way, then I'll go ahead and do that. Because it's never my job to be disrespectful to another person.
Right.
And so I just feel like it was just a little bit too insensitive for him to just say. It was kind of like when he said George Bush doesn't like black people and just sat there. I mean, like, when you make blanket statements like that, I mean, yeah, he probably don't really like black people, or maybe he only likes his type of black person. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm off of Kanye right now. For all of Kanye's genius, he just doesn't know how to control himself, and that's a problem for me. He's such a creative genius, man. I've loved Kanye since Kanye came out with College Dropout, and even when he's been eccentric, his music has actually been great. I mean, he's got some off the wall songs, but what artist doesn't? We make music as artists. We make music for ourselves, not for our fans. We just hope that our fans enjoy what we make.
Right.
And so, I mean, somebody go get Kanye's mama, please.
Do you feel like his statement needed clarity? Don't you feel that it was clear enough? Because it would have been disrespectful if he had said the slaves were cowards, or they were, you know what I'm saying, they had no heart. He just said it was a choice. He said it was the choice, simply as that. Whether it was right or wrong, they may have made the right choice. They may have made the right choice. They may have made the wrong choice, but it's a choice.
This is what's so tough for me, man. This is what's tough for me. So, maybe the slavery wasn't as harsh as it was in Africa, right? But You know, slavery is not something that was created in America. It wasn't. That was created long before we came here. You know what I'm saying? You could, you know, and we try to put these nice phrases on them like indentured servants and, you know, all that type of jazz. You know, it just wasn't what we know it to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, they just wasn't getting whipped and beat and, you know, all that type of stuff. But slavery is nothing new. So it's not the essence of a choice. I mean, look at all the brothers that's gunning down brothers, right? If you look at that, yeah, there's a conscious choice for you to pull a trigger. Very, very conscious choice for you to pull a trigger. But when that thought process has been ingrained in you for generations upon generations, it takes a very, very strong individual to break that cycle. And the problem with strength sometimes is that you don't know when it's too much. We are a strong, powerful culture of people. We took 400 years of slavery. We took it because we were strong. You weren't going to break our spirits. You may break our backs, but you won't break our spirits. And that is an inner strength that is very, very black. And so we tolerated it, you know. And so I'm not saying that the slave didn't have a chance to revolt. But I'm not sure that they had the resources to do it. And that's where it gets tricky. You know, I'm sure that many of slaves was like, man, F this. But we don't have the resources to fight back. And it takes somebody like a Nat Turner to be like, we're going to figure it out on the fly, but we getting ready to go in here and knock some heads. And he sacrificed his life in a lot of ways for the freedom of the black mind. It wasn't the freedom of being, you know, not being a slave. It was the freedom of the mind. And so, you know, maybe if it came from somebody that just wasn't so goddamn off, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly don't think I would have accepted that really from any individual to say that it was a choice and it was just a choice.
Right.
Like there were just so many other pieces to it that yes, it was absolutely a conscious choice to be a slave, but it was so much more than that. It was just so much more than that for you to make that blanket statement and just be like, nah, I just can't ride with it, man. I mean, Kanye is about liberation, man. And Kanye has seen things that some black people don't see. He's traveled the world, like he sees the world from a different lens. And so I get why he's saying what he says. We have the ability to live free, you know, and we've always had that ability to live free. Not all black people were slaves in America, man. We had black people in Europe. We had black people in Asia, like everywhere. So I get it. It's his thought about liberation because Kanye's always been about liberation. Always been about that.
Yeah.
But it's just too insensitive for me. Maybe I think that's just what it is for me, man. It's just way too insensitive for me to just accept that statement as just a statement.
And I want to pick off something that you said. The culture. These generations and the generation before us, a lot of us, especially Americans, black Americans, we don't have a lot of our culture. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but a lot of people do not have their culture, do not know where any of their ancestors are from, don't really know where their ancestry is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because honestly, a year ago, I was asking my grandma, you know what I'm saying? I was asking other family members. I was trying to figure out where my ancestry come from. You know what I'm saying? Like what's in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm black, Philippine, you know what I'm saying? Samoan. I got Samoan in my blood. And I got thousands of other things. Shit. Like I got family in New Orleans. And I'm trying to figure out their culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out the Samoan culture. I'm trying to figure out all these different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to go into somebody else's place as an American and disrespect them by trying to pick up their culture without learning. I don't know, like I might be different from everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of cultural appropriators, but that's how I see it. Like I would love to learn about your culture, and I would love to learn about my culture because my culture is what I can teach to my children and my children's children. You know what I'm saying? What was you gonna say, Corey?
We need Kanye though.
Yes, we do.
We need people like Kanye to make statements like that because it's that shock value that can open up eyes and get you to think in a different light. That's why I said I wasn't mad at his statement, like because the statement was very, very real and very, very honest. It just should have been fuller. It just should have been a fuller statement, and maybe it was. Like that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they just took the big bullet point out of it, and that's all we heard. There is that possibility. But we do need. I mean, we need. And that's why I said, you know, like Kanye, like that statement that Kanye made, like, okay, I put that in the Malcolm X stratosphere. Malcolm X pre-Mecca. Because Malcolm X would have said something like that. You know what I'm saying? Pre-Mecca, you know. And so the brashness of Kanye allows him to say things like that and not feel bad about saying them because he's like, I don't care if you think that it's insensitive, it's real. And so like I said, I respect it. And I'm not mad at the statement by any stretch of the imagination. I just feel like it was a tad bit too short of a statement for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm all in.
Right, what was you gonna say, Corey?
People that you said they've lost history. Black people have lost a ton of their history. It's been burnt away in libraries, just erased throughout through hundreds of years. We've been held back from reading. The crime to be able to read, learn anything. But it goes toward the ancestors that were initially enslaved. Where was their separation of culture? Where did their separation of culture begin? Right? You know, so it had to begin somewhere. Right. And as a choice, it's like it's like the thing. It's like Haiti. Haiti is still a impoverished country because they actually fought back. They fought back. So you know, would it be right to say, you know, we didn't fight back, so you know what I'm saying, we glad they didn't fight back so we can sit here and, you know, we can be here today? Because I still believe, you know, and this is, I can't speak for everybody. I don't speak for all Black people. I don't speak for everybody. Right. But based on the research, what I've seen and what I've researched for so far, I perceive we have power. We don't know how to get to it. I'm still a victim of that. I still haven't figured it out. Hell, I'm going through it at my job right now. And what I'm doing at the moment, you know, while I'm still trying to get the wheels in motion, I still have to go to a white man at the end of the day to figure out how to get things, you know, how to, you know, not to get things, but to get another job. So that's, you know, just keeping it 100. I'm gonna go put in an application with another white man. And so this is, you know, a lot of stuff has been lost upon us. You know, I really can't speak for the descendants because we only know what we know. I don't know. That's why I'm learning now. I want to learn how to be able to live off the land. People think that is backwards thinking. I think that is something I think that's above the times. I believe technology is good, but it is also damaged the mind, the dependency and everything. And I believe just the government itself, just not even say the world government powers to be, just the government here in America is so opportunistic. It's capitalism, opportunistic, capitalize off anybody, has no moral base, so it doesn't care what the hell you're going through, no nothing. just really no morals at all, and that's what's controlling the country right now. That type of just low down type of mentality, that way of business and everything. So I think he's trying to Kanye doesn't want to get people. He doesn't want to be stuck in that tribalistic mentality. Now, people have to be on code. I'm not just saying black people. Black people need to be on code, but people in general need to be on code. But as far as, that tribalistic mentality, and you want to think Democrat or Republican, in all actuality, we have a mixture of everything within us. And so I think Kanye's just spouts. Kanye's always been crazy. He said crazy shit. A lot of I don't agree with. But he's trying to, spout those words out. He's trying to introduce that. He's trying to objectivity. He's trying to introduce objectivity to, more minds. And so, yeah, he can't rub people the wrong way. A lot of shit he has done is crazy, but
honestly, if you think about it, that's the only way. That's the only way he's going to get somebody to think, because people don't think anymore. This is a group think society. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to get all preachy, but that's what this is. This is a group think society. They go. What is the first thing they do? They go to Twitter. They read one little screenshot of what somebody said. It's raps, coach. If it's bad, it's raps.
Yeah.
Or if it wasn't even bad, they just took a snippet of what you said and then toss that out there, because that's going to get people coming, and then that's going to get people's minds going like, "Yo, this dude's a piece of shit." I mean, because that's the times that we live in. We live in a groupthink mentality. If I think different, because this is the reason why I like to get other people's opinions, because my opinion is different from your opinion, Corey, and different from your opinion, Lauren. And I mean, we can either meet up, you know what I'm saying, at one point, or we can agree to disagree. And a lot of people do not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go back and forth with different people all day long, all night long. But as long as y'all come at it, y'all be like, "Yo, I understand where you're coming from, but I can see where you're coming from, but I don't like that thought of thinking." If that makes sense. And honestly, it's been like the predictive programming is crazy, because in the Black Panther, it was telling you, it was giving you the choices: T'Challa or Killmonger, right? And this newest movie, Infinity Wars, the main bad guy was giving you, or he was letting you know why the reason he was destroying half of universes and knocking out half of people in that universe or whatever. And like, yo, I was like, I understand where he's coming from. I definitely understand where he's coming from. As a bad guy, hey, I might be a bad guy then, because I definitely understood where he was coming from. I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, you know what I'm saying? But it was like his thought process was dope to me, at least. So I mean, hey man, it's this group tank mentality that we're all in. But I mean, Kanye, like you said, Lauren, we need him. We need people like him, because he is an outlier. I mean, he says stuff to get your brain thinking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if a lot of people won't understand what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people might still be asleep. It's cool.
Just shut up and make a song, Kanye.
Oh yeah, and
if Thanos, Thanos comes, you like what Thanos is saying? If they actually implement something like that, who you think's the first gonna be erased off?
Oh yeah, no, I know, I definitely know. I'm not gonna say on this platform, because you know what I'm saying. We like to live, guys. And
you saw the movie, hey, without any spoilers. Hey, you saw the movie. Hey, you saw you saw who caught a bad end of that, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was just like, hey, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be a good puppet. I'm gonna be a good puppet for right now. When I get a little bit bigger, my platform get a little bit bigger, then you might have to worry about me. but it's something I do want to tell y'all after this podcast or whatever, because it's something that's honestly wild, and I don't know if you guys have heard it just yet. But before all that, Kanye West, it's a publicity stunt, bro. I seen you smiling when Van Jones. Shout out to Van Jones, who I believe might have been actual. Like he that might have been real. Van Jones at least might have been real. But Kanye, I seen you, bro. You was smiling. You smirked at him. Then you looked at Harvey and the other dude, and like looked back at Van Jones, got a serious face on, and then you just like, okay, yeah, I'm just doing this just for the what's the name. But like, yo, bro, I seen you. It's a publicity stunt, man. Hey, and shout out that interview with Charlamagne. I don't know if y'all seen that yet, but that was a good interview. That was a good interview. And Kanye, I don't know, man. At the end, you had me, yo. Like that buying your own land and having your own land. I ain't gonna lie to you, that is genius. But just know you're gonna be on the list. Speaking from a not woke ass nigga, you gonna be on the list. I just let you know that. All right, we got anything else?
No, I mean, do we want to talk about Jell-O pudding cups?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to.
Oh no, we done with Kanye, man.
Okay.
We done with Kanye.
All right, man. Let's talk about your boy Bill Cosby. Oh, with the pudding pops on your yeah. I got that sauce for you, baby. Yo, okay. All right, man. Let's talk about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was actually, it's rats for Bill Cosby, man. He's going to prison. He's going to jail. So what is you guys' thoughts on him going to jail?
I mean, he was wrong. I mean, Bill Cosby was wrong, man. He shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, put some extra Jell-O, you know, in them people, in them girls' drinks, you know. So I mean, he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, real gotta recognize real. I don't believe it was a conspiracy theory. I don't know if the number of girls that he assaulted is real, but
that might be a little fishy. You know
but I do think that he's guilty. Is with you know, a lot of these other guys that are coming out in the news. You know, your Harvey Weinsteins and things like that. Come one way or another.
Yeah.
You know, their day will come. I know it's been a lot of questioning as far as why did Bill Cosby, you know, stand trial and other people didn't. And I think what a lot of people forget is that story was leaked like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about Harvey Weinstein, I mean, that's relatively new news. So, I mean, yeah, they'll get women to come forward against him and all those other dudes that are charged with, you know, these sexual assault cases. I do believe that for most of them, they will have their day in court. I mean, it's unfortunate, and it's really tough for me, especially as a Black man, to really put all this together, because for like people say that, you know, his reputation, his image is just done in for.
Mm-hmm.
And the tough part about it is he actually did some great things for the community. So I just can't say that because he did that, you know, that he had zero credibility. I really don't feel comfortable making a statement like that because I don't believe that it's true. That's right. The thing. You know, I believe that, you know, as a lot of men, you know, we have a tendency to immaturely impose our power, you know what I'm saying, on weaker individuals. And so I think that, you know, that's kind of what happened with him, where he kind of got power hungry and he got away with it once and then twice. And all of a sudden he thought it was something that he could just get away with over and over again whenever he felt like it. But I wouldn't go as far as saying his entire anything he's ever done should just be wiped out. Like, I don't believe that to be true because he's done a lot for the community. I mean, he made a wholesome TV show. You ain't heard none of them come forward and say, you know what I'm saying, Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying, put something in my juice. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, what, did Rudy come out and say something?
No, I'm just going off of the clip I sent you guys. I will place it in here on the afterwards.
But I mean, it sucks. I mean, it really does, you know. And I mean, I never looked at Bill Cosby as a mentor. You know what I'm saying? I just watched.
You said what? You never looked at him as a mentor? I think Lauren is froze.
Looked at Bill Cosby. Like, Bill Cosby was a little bit before my time, so to say, as far as like when he was really, really going. A little bit before my time, so of course I know who he was, but I mean, you know, she got caught up in the jello.
Too many pudding pops. Corey, what you got?
Well, Bill Cosby, voice. You have to be able to, you know, put it in perspective with all while seeing the whole big picture. Bill is wrong. Bill is wrong. It was a culture. It was a culture of what they used to do back in the day. That doesn't make that a right thing. I don't believe that's what every man was sitting up here doing, was putting pills in a woman's drink. That's not cool at all. Mouthpieces for, yeah, that's ridiculous. So you can't excuse him for doing that. He admitted in the deposition that that's what he was doing. So I just, as much as I believe it is a witch hunt, him as a black man, and it could have been, you know, you hear about the speculation of he was going to buy NBC. I don't put that past them. There's been that's how they get down. That's how Hollywood gets down. I do believe it was a witch hunt. There's plenty of guys out there, the Roman Polanskis, the Harvey Weinstein, so many directors in Hollywood that have done that. Donald Trump still going. Without any snag. How Hollywood is ridiculous.
Are you bringing up?
Corey, man, you over there sounding like Roger Tresvant, man.
You sound like it's 1995, and we on AOL.
Yeah, it's got bad service. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I can't excuse Cosby. Like I said, if that's how he's doing it, that's how he's trying to get pussy, man, drugging a woman, and get that. You need to sit down somewhere and get your mind right. He needs to pay for that, but I'm not going to ignore that it's definitely a witch hunt in my eyes. He's a black man. White men, for the most part, are just they're excluded from that. They're not held accountable. Like they're able to pay off. They're able to pay off people, pay off the women, pay off people in higher places. It'll never even reach the courts to get to that point. It just kind of just blows away. People will get outraged and then they'll go on. They'll move on with life and keep carrying on.
Well, but what's that to say about the quality of chicks he was messing with, though?
Huh?
Maybe he should have. Maybe I'm just saying. Maybe that's you got to look at the quality of chicks too. I mean, if all these other chicks are saying, you know, hey man, just throw me $30, you know what I'm saying, we good to go. I keep it kind of quiet.
He hit you with that.
You know.
If you like to put in the pudding pop,
and I do. I think there's because Bill Cosby is what 80.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't trying to be funny. He's like 80, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's something to be said about maybe his willingness to fight.
So
to rewind 20 years ago, and maybe he's doing a little bit more fighting to try to quell this, or you know what I'm saying, so it doesn't excuse anything he did by any stretch of the imagination. I won't say a witch hunt, but I do think there were some powers to be that probably did try to stymie any of the progress that he was trying to make with trying to get ownership of a major network. And I'm really, really interested to hear how much he was trying to buy, because I don't think that, I'm sure NBC is owned by multiple people, not just one person. So I'm interested to know like what share, how many shares what percentage he was trying to purchase.
Yeah, that's
not that it, like I said, not that it matters, because I mean, you got caught with your pants down. It might have been at a really bad time. You know what I'm saying? But you got caught with your pants down, and that's what's. I mean, it happens on levels way, way smaller than that, where you try to go after something, somebody will drag all of your dirt back to life and try to, what I'm saying, make you look like you the worst person in the world. So, yeah, I mean, it is a dirty game, and you got to make sure that either you keep your nose clean, or your money can keep your nose clean.
Right. And the easiest way to get at all of it, just live your truth, man. Honestly.
I mean, look at Donald Trump, man. He got all these allegations. So what Donald Trump do? Declare war.
That's Teflon Don right there. Him and R. Kelly.
Because all it does is it deflects the attention onto something else. So yeah, of course you're gonna keep talking about it, but you're surely not gonna give it the attention you would if it wasn't so much other bullshit going on.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely true.
Yeah, Robert can kiss my ass.
Chaos.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that, making all that good music, and then I got to hear him. I don't even want to talk about it, man.
Like I say, it's so much I would love to like just shatter, but so I'm not gonna do that. Puddin' Pop is done, you know what I'm saying? It's rap for him. R. Kelly is done, you know what I'm saying? The Pied Piper is finally going out of here. Hopefully I don't buy no more of his music, you know what I'm saying? All his tours is done, raps.
Back, side to side.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to listen to that at like family reunions and stuff like that, family get-togethers. I'm gonna have to be like, hey man, you gotta cut that, bro. There's too many little kids out here. It's raps.
Cut that shit off. Shit. I'll snatch that shit out. Hell nah. You playing no pedophile.
Yeah, man. All right, man. You guys got anything y'all got to get up your chest?
Oh man, yeah, man. I want to send a shout out, man, to my flag football team, man, the Packers, man. My boys out there on the football court balling, man. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very proud of these young men, man. They out there, getting better every single week, every single game, man. Balling out each week, man. So shout out to the future, man. Shout out to the future.
Okay, we like that. We like hearing that. Corey?
We got pretty much a lot of stuff off Buck Bill Cosby and old nigga. That. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I want to send you
a lot of pedophiles.
You on one tonight, bro.
Oh, that was great.
I want to send you another virtual hug, though, man. Told you Toronto, man. I ain't ready, bro.
By 1 point, yo. By 1 point.
I ain't ready, man.
Man, it's gonna go 7. It's gonna go 7. I'm not gonna say he's gonna win.
That wasn't a good sign though tonight. That was not a good sign at all. Very bad.
Because I'm gonna tell you what Cleveland figured out, and they figured this out at the end of the Pacers series. For this team, the best defense is a good offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they finally figured out. Is the best defense for them is a better offense, and you saw the others come to play. They made timely shots. Look, Toronto needed this game. They needed it for confidence. They needed this game. I don't care if they lost by 1 point. Matter of fact, it's tougher to lose by 1 point than it is to lose by 15.
Right.
So, especially when they had to lead the whole game.
Yeah.
They had to lead until the last 4 minutes of the game, whatever the case may be. Then that's when you start seeing the seesaw. So they needed this game, man. You know, your boy Ovio, man, he better do what he do, man. Because if they lose both games in Toronto,
it's wraps.
If they win both games in Toronto, this series doesn't even go 6.
Yeah.
Damn. Now that was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Sorry.
Oof, that was hot, you know.
I feel free now.
He's liberated. Yeah, man. Honestly, I just want to shout out to everybody that's following the page and let everybody know that I did make a website. It's the Average Guy Podcast. It's no spaces, just www.averageguypodcast.com. The link will be in the description below. Yeah, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to find all the podcasts, the audio versions on the page. You'll be able to find the YouTube channel. You'll be able to find all the social medias and everything else. What else? That's about it. Shouts out to my boy Corey with Grit Sports Media. Make sure you guys go like that on Facebook. I will leave the description and the link below. So, yeah, man. I mean, we out here moving. Oh, we're not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. And when I mean worse, I mean it's only going to get better. So, yeah, that's it for the Average Guy Podcast, man. We out till Thursday. Oh, spoiler alert, Issa Rae. We got some words. Hopefully, I'm going to have a few ladies on here just for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just so we're not misogynistic. And we out, man. Peace.